Palace of Whispering Shadows. In the dawn of the 20th century, in the new suburb of Heliopolis, on the edge of Cairo, a Belgian industrial magnate, Edouard Louis-Joseph Empin, embarked on a grand dream. He would build a palace unlike any other, not a simple house, but a monument, a temple of his ambition and eccentricity. Construction began around 1907, and by 1911, the mansion was complete. The building, often called the Hindu Palace or the Baron's Palace, was designed by the French architect Alexandre Marcel, inspired by the sweeping forms of Indian and Khmer temples, swirls of stone, elephants and snakes coiled in relief, guardians of another age. But this palace, so vivid in form, would become more than architecture. It would become myth. The family and the hidden room baron. Empin and his family moved in. The palace consisted of reception halls, living rooms, a tower that once could rotate. Some say a mechanism allowed the building to turn so the baron could follow the sun across the sky, and a deep basement beneath. The rumors begin with a particular chamber, a room no one was allowed to enter. The pink room beneath the basement, the Chamber of the Rosary. Some say its doors led to a tunnel beneath the palace, linking it to the nearby basilica where the baron would eventually be buried. According to local lore, the baron's daughter, afflicted by some condition that society found shameful at the time, was hidden away in the palace, cut off from the world. Some versions say she died here by her own hand at the top of the spiral staircase. Others say her death was accidental, but either way, it changed the spirit of the place. Moreover, his sister or wife is sometimes said to have fallen or been pushed from the balcony of the tower. At that very moment, the tower's mechanism froze, they say. The myth goes, the tower turned no more. Abandonment and the rise of darkness. After Empin died in 1929, the palace passed through years of neglect. By the 1950s, the family was gone. The building, once alive with parties and splendor, stood silent. In the decades that followed, the palace gathered stories. Shadows in the windows at dusk, lights flickering when no one was inside, the sound of furniture scraping across floorboards in the deep hours of the night. The locals began calling it the House of Ghosts, even Count Dracula's castle. One guard, Amr Adel, who worked near the palace in the early 1980s, claimed to have seen smoke issuing from the main hall and rising through the tower, even though no fire department was ever called. As it lay abandoned, youth in the 1990s sneaked inside. Parties were held, graffiti, symbols, even tales of occult rites. Some visitors reported the walls literally felt alive. Cold spots, odd drafts, whispers that seemed to echo in empty rooms. Whether these stories are fact, fear, or exaggeration, the effect was real. The palace became a locus of urban legend, a place where architecture and memory combined into something haunting. The unseen presence. Visit the palace today, and you'll walk its restored halls. But the myth remains. Some say, late at night, if you stand beneath the great tower and listen, you can hear the faint hum of gears that should be still. You might see the reflection of movement on glass, though no one moves. You might feel a presence shut the door behind you, though no one approached. In one of the upper rooms, the decorative statues of elephants and dancing women appeared to lean forward in the lamplight as if about to speak. On the rooftop terrace, where the baron once gazed over Heliopolis, There's a breeze when no wind blows, a soft footstep when no visitor is present. People who worked on the restoration report a particular room where the temperature seems lower, an inexplicable chill even on warm days. Some of the marble floors creak in patterns that make no structural sense. Mirrors have been found cracked inexplicably, and rooms sealed for decades had graffiti of cryptic runes underneath layers of paint. Today's twilight. In 2020, the building reopened to the public after restoration. The splendor returns. The facade has been cleaned, statues restored, gates reopened. But the aura hasn't vanished. Tours mention the haunted room, caution against standing in the tower after dark alone, and encourage you to imagine the stories as you walk the halls. The Baron Empire Palace stands now both as triumph of design and as monument of myth. It reminds us that places carry memories, architecture not just built of stone and steel, but of shadows and stories. For some, the palace is a triumph of heritage. For others, it is a whispering tomb of a dream, haunted by the Baron's ambition, his family's tragedies, and the long night of neglect. And if you visit when the lights go down, listen. Perhaps a whisper will drift across the corridor. Perhaps the statues will shift their gaze. Perhaps you'll feel the weight of history pressing lightly against your shoulder.